sent me this shirt. Voted for Barack. Hi! Barack won! No. Hi, welcome to another edition of Talking Shit. I'm Dre. And we have a really, really special show, and I'm gonna get right into it. A very good friend of mine is here. Surprise guest that I teased you all about several months ago. Producer, writer, activist, visionary, holy fairy. I mean, this lady. She's actually a voluntary executive producer of this program. She's helped us so much here. And without further ado, I'm not going to tell them your last name. I'm just going to say Heather. Heather is here. Look. Heather is here. We got to get close. Heather is here. Look, she's here.
Hi.
She made it. Hi. See? Hi, Heather. Wow.
Hi, DeAndre.
I can't believe she's here. I'm excited. I'm weirded out. We're not sexually attracted to each other at all, so it's not about that. So to get it started, our president, he won. Mm-hmm. He won the election.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I'm
Just
very
the act
grateful.
just that he won.
I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful. I was scared for my vagina for a moment.
Right. Mine too. I mean,
but I'm glad it's safe for 4 more years.
Right. Absolutely. And so part of what I've been noticing, and it's been a run-up to the actual voting, and even now still, the complete and total denial of our Republican friends. I mean, what do you think that is? Is it a spiritual problem or you're not a Republican, but I'm just saying, what do you think that's all about?
I think that we make decisions based out of one or two things: fear or love. That's it. Just fear or love.
Right.
And people are not a big fan of change sometimes because it makes them look in the mirror at themselves and where they fall short. I know that I've had that in my experience, but the biggest thing for me, is that people want what they want.
Right.
They want to stay safe. They want
right.
to feel comfortable. And when things aren't going your way, I know when things don't go my way, I want to blame everybody else.
Yeah, it's so true. Karl Rove stopped the entire broadcast on Fox when Barack finally won. Because don't you believe that they're chasing after a Democrat? And I've heard a lot of the pundits on MSNBC. They talk about the people that they're after, that they want to vote, is shrinking. It's these older, white, angry males. It's shrinking. And then Barack didn't even really win any new districts. He just went and got new voters in the same districts that he had already won. Isn't that strategic?
I mean, I think this is what I really feel. I feel as though, you have 2 states that passed same-sex marriage.
Right.
You have a state that passed marijuana legalization.
Right.
I think that we have more young voters now than ever before.
Right.
And, the times, they are changing.
Right. And furthermore, I think the women in this election spoke, with authority. With a lot of the races that were won by females and the actual amount of female participation in the actual electorate, that was really phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the Latino community. I'm very proud of the gay community. I'm just proud of everybody that's not angry and pissed off because they didn't win. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about you. You're visiting LA, which I love. You've come here to do this show. We love you here at Talking Shit. Just for historical value of the show, this whole idea came from Heather by way of me being interested in something like this, and she just told me to shut up and do it. That was a while ago, and that's what we've been doing. And then to have her here is just so cool. Really, really cool. Do you have anything you want to talk shit about? Anything that
I want to talk shit about?
Yeah, talk some shit.
Talk some shit. Well, aside from the fact that when it rains here in LA.
You brought that here. We were.
Well, listen, LA needed a cool down. It was 90 degrees here. LA needed to just cool down.
We did. We are high
You know,
school.
there is some shit I want to talk about.
Okay, here we go.
There is some shit I want to talk about.
I'm listening.
You know, in terms of just spiritual principles and how we get to live our lives, you know, or I can only speak for me and how I live my life.
Right.
You know, when Michelle Obama talked at the DNC, you know, and our President Barack Obama talked, you know, in terms of that we are not a nation of individualists in the sense of we're a nation of brothers and sisters.
We're a family.
You know, we're a family. We are. This is the human family that we're dealing with, and I just want to give a little plug to, you know, my hometown of New York, you know, and getting to see that demonstrated by complete strangers.
Right.
You know, it goes in complete opposition with what's talked about in terms of who we are as Americans, and the truth is that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for people giving me a hand. You wouldn't be here today if people weren't giving you a hand. And just the actual genuine kindness of strangers. I mean, Anne Frank, I love that quote where she says that I really do believe that, you know, the basic, that deep down, people are genuinely good.
People are genuinely good, and you know what, I want to piggyback on that because I was really uncomfortable with Chris Christie, the governor of New Jersey. I'm angry at him. I've said mean things about him, and I owe him an amendment. I have to retract that because he did what you said when it came to what's going on your side of the country. He did what you just said. He put all that stuff aside. He didn't even say that he wasn't no longer supporting Mitt Romney, but to help and be a part of this family you just described, he decided to say that Barack Obama was a part of the family too.
Yes, and here's the thing is that, really, here's the deal. My success is your success,
Amen,
and your
sister.
success is mine.
Amen.
Because when you succeed, you genuinely, just organically, authentically help others to succeed.
That's right.
That is just how it goes.
Right.
You know, it's not airy fairy, you know, magical, like, nonsense.
Right.
It's, you know, the actual cause and effect, you know. I think it's, what is it, Newton's third law?
Right.
Third law or fifth? Third, I
Third,
think.
who's on first? I don't know. Third base. Yeah.
You know, but that thing of everything has an equal and opposite reaction, you know. And I feel that our reaction and our response, you know, when anybody is struggling is always to help and to always be of service. I mean, everyone, and that's what makes this country so great. That's what, you know, I think just getting the gift of getting to live.
Right.
You know.
Well, you talk about living, and then I talk with several of my friends about how, you know, you look at Hurricane Katrina and then you look at Hurricane Sandy. You look at the horrible devastation of 9/11, and then you look at Benghazi. And we could sit here and play games and political, you know, and character assassinate and all that, but the bottom line is that Benghazi was way less damaged than 9/11, and I think Hurricane Sandy is being handled way better than Hurricane Katrina. And that's not to say that Bush was worse, but we've learned as a family. I think FEMA has learned, and a lot of people are refusing to learn, but as a whole, I think collectively, we've learned how to handle this stuff a little better.
Yeah, for sure. And the truth is that, you know, it's not my business whether or not other people learn. You know, I know that when you know better, you do better.
Right.
You know, Maya Angelou. You know, so when I know better, I do better.
Right.
And that's all that matters.
Right.
It's my actions that count.
Right.
You know, and hopefully that gets to benefit others. But if they don't, you know, want to get on the short bus with me, that's fine.
What's the traveling like? I mean, you came out from New York. How was it at the airport? Was it chaotic? Was it smooth?
It was smooth sailing. You know, I really think that getting to practice an attitude of gratitude makes all
Was
the
it crowded
difference.
and all the?
No, but I.
How many times was your flight canceled?
No, it wasn't canceled once.
You are doing a commercial for TSA. I mean, are you sure?
I know, but the last 2 times I've gotten pat downs.
Wow. I bet you like that, didn't you?
Well, I think it's just.
We had to get you ready for LA and our condom laws. Anyway, I don't know. I think that's about. I think we'll close. But I just really, once again, want to appreciate you, not just for being here, but for always being there, if that makes sense poetically. That whenever I've called or I've been frustrated, I think this is all dumb or whatever, like in the beginning, you just say, do it, you know?
Yeah.
And it really means a lot to me.
Of course. I mean, because you know what? Here's the deal. It's not your business
Right.
whether or not this succeeds.
Right.
It is not your business what other people think of it. You know, your business is just taking the action, you know, and trusting that the universe, you know, is supporting your dreams and your desires. And it's obvious, you know, based on the support that you've been getting. And it's a great idea, you know, and I think that we always need to champion other people's, you know, desires and passions and dreams and things.
You're so beautiful and so wonderful. And I was Googling around looking at some of the work you've done online. I know this is going to be out of the air, but there's a movie that you produced and you were actually in. I watched it. I loved it. I just wanted you to close with a little bit of a discussion about that movie, like where it was shot, maybe, or how long it's been.
What you're talking about is Mangus.
Thank you.
That was shot in Waxahachie, Texas in 2010, and I'd been signed on to do that movie for 6 years. And I was at a low point in my personal life, and I kind of had a breakthrough, and I just got the knowing of, oh, I'm allowed to ask for what I want. Oh, I don't have to just bend over and take it. Like, whatever you want, like,
no right to choose. No.
Like, yeah, I'm allowed to ask for what I want. So I called the director, and we were talking, and I said, listen, I'll sign me on as a producer, I'll help you get money, and cut to 3 months later, we're shooting.
I love that movie, and it's hilarious.
Thank you.
Even though it was filmed a while ago, I'm like, because I introduced you also as a visionary, and what I mean by that is I saw Dr. Carnell West speak a few weeks ago over at Cal State Dominguez, and he talked for an hour, and like yourself, he pontificated on all these things that really mean the one thing you described earlier. We're family. Hello, we're all from the same planet. And that movie just shows it just shows how we all have the dad that wants to be, the son that wants to be what the dad wants to be, the mom that, I mean, we all come from that, no matter where we think we really come from. And I just love that movie captures that. Say the name of it again.
Mangus.
Mangus. I was going to call it Beatrice.
Maybe that'll be the sequel.
No. Please see it if you get a chance. If somebody wants to see that movie, what should they do?
I mean, they can Netflix it. I think it's on Netflix.
Okay. Well, I love the movie. I think it's amazing.
Thanks.
It's wonderful. Thank you. I thought your work was great. Anyway, that's all the time we have for this episode. This very, very beautiful, historic episode of Talking Shit. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you, Andre. I love you too, baby.
My sister. My Jesus, vagina lady.